గుడ్ మార్నింగ్ చెప్పండి. Coming to the another limitation, that is long clutter. Here, according to the magazine publishers of America, when they conducted a survey, the average consumer magazine contains 40% of advertising and 55% editorial. Editorial means here exactly in the magazines we could not see hot news. Hot news means spot news. There is only soft news. There is no hard news. Hard news means which is happens in the very recent last 24 hours for the newspapers. But in the magazines, it is not exactly like that, because there is one news which is published in the magazine. That means the 1 week of that incident. This clutter makes it difficult for an advertiser to gain readers' attention and draw them into the ad. These are some limitations for the magazines. Now coming to the layout. Why the layout is important in the newspaper, in the print media? Because there is a survey that newspaper reader who reads in a Z position. First he read first top left, then he goes to the right, then slowly downs from the left and again to the right. These are a Z type of reading position. So here advertisers seeks that their advertisement should be in a good location position. The advertising layout process through 4 stages before it gets into the print. First is a thumbnail, means just what they are thinking, their idea, it will be here. Next one, a rough copy. Third one is a composite, and fourth one is a reproduction proof. So what will be happens? In the thumbnail, designers usually do their early thinking on miniature roughs called thumbnails. Generally, thumbnail, the word we are now familiar after the we are regularly watching YouTube. There is we see one picture on that video, that is a thumbnail. Yeah, usually 2 by 3, 2 inches in 2 inches height and 3 inches width are smaller. In this profession, only they help designers and writers to quickly generate a variety of approaches. It is faster and easier to double with pencil and paper or on the computer than it is so juggle preliminary elements with the mouse and print program. Nowadays we have advantage. We are now using the AI technology, AI for the preparation of these thumbnails. Even though advertisement also, layout also, everything is possible by with the AI. Even though we have to learn as a journalism students what are the steps involved in the preparation of advertisement layout. Second one is composite. This stage is necessary to show clients how the final ad might look for a better clarity and to make it easy to catch and correct small errors. It is perfect of the final ad copy. Headlines and the copy or typeface or typeset or artwork is close to the final quality. There is nowadays we are not much using the artwork, because the technology, we are now emerged with the technology. We are using technology only to prepare advertisement also. Earlier than nowadays we are using AI technology, AI, artificial intelligence, and before that we are used many uh, uh, tools, softwares of Photoshop related softwares. All those are given good look for the advertisement. Next one is reproduction proof. So all these are some outdated, even though outdated stages, even though, but we have to learn as a journalism students what is the stages which are involved in the layout. Production proof, the printer choose the final stage of artwork in order to reproduce. It ends the name reproduction proof. In general, we call it is a repro, can be high resolution printouts, complete with crop marks, typically a film negative, a linotronic proof, or even a file on disk. There is a earlier we can save the files in a floppy, then in the CDs, then in the pen drives. These are we are saving the files. Now we are only just through computer to plate. From our computer to we are sending in a PDF format through email, through various other social media tools. We are sending directly. No need of to save in a physical device. There is some principles of a design in advertisement, even though we are using now many AI tools, even though we have some principles. So based on our prompting only, the AI gives a good advertisement. So while we are preparing one advertisement, we have to remember, we have to recall, we have to be looking the principles of design. Principles and elements of design, what are these here I am mentioning? Unity. First one is a unity. Unity means in the advertisement, there is an image, some text, some logo, and some information in the form of text. So various types, various media are included. So accordingly, we have to unite all these elements. So there is many surveys says that a color advertisement is more attract to the reader than the black and white. The good balance between the unity and variety must be established to avoid lifeless design. No individual part is viewed as more important than the whole design. So there is a while preparing, there is a rule of third is one applies to here also. Means a square type of advertisement or whatever it is, we have to mark it in a 9 boxes. So proportionately, all elements should be to be covered in those 9 boxes. The designer must consider both how the ad will look aesthetically and how it will work pragmatically. In designing an attractive and effective ad, you have 6 basic rules to work with, like proximity, similarity, repetition and rhythm, theme with variation, and also flow. These are some 6 some of important elements, principles. So why we have to prepare an advertisement? Plain page advertisement. Sometimes we see in the newspaper only one logo will appear in the entire the full page, and the small text appear in the any corner. So what will be happens here? That is a brand image. So they are advertising their brand title only, not the product. Based on the product, the brand image, the consumer who buys all various products which are producing by the particular brand. So that is why their strategy is to give only the logo of the brand. Sometimes we see very balance also is required. There is one advertisement in the newspaper. One side is very much heavy colors, contrast colors, bright colors. One side is a very less colors, very low brightness colors. That will be not match. So balance is also required here. Yeah, well, students, here is in the principles there is some design elements of a design. That is a value, unity, line, shape, and shapes. In the shapes also there is a 3D shape, 2D shape. All these are variety of various types which are earlier there is no these kind of varieties because the technology is very less some 30 years ago, 20 years ago. But nowadays we have more technology, we have developed technology that is, we are giving 3D advertisement in the newspaper also. We are giving color advertisements. Earlier, some 30 years ago, 30 to 40 years ago, only black and white advertisements in the newspapers, magazines, even the newspapers also in only black and white newspapers some 40 years ago. But now we are giving color newspaper, color advertisements, texture, balance, everything is depends. Everything now in many tools, many softwares, Photoshop, all these kinds of elements included in the Photoshop to softwares. How to attract the consumers? Because even though we can use any model technologies, artificial intelligence, whatever it is, but we have to attract the consumers to buy that product. So what will be happens? What need to be implemented here? How to design an advertisement to attract the consumers, customers? The first step is attention. Attention is always first. This one is simple. If people don't notice your ad, your chance of a success is exactly zero. Your advertising design absolutely must get attention first. Many researches are conducted on this attention of a design. 85% of ads don't get looking at. So there is 6 times because they do get noticed because they think that image is important to attract the customers. Strong imagery is the best attention getter. A picture is truly worth. We have a phrase that 1,000 words of a text will not give the message than the image. So here you need to make sure that you get the right kind of attention. A big, a beautiful, a full color picture of a model will perhaps get you a lot of attention, but not the kind of you want. Don't let a great picture dictate your advertising design. It is a critical for your imagery. No. So overall principles of a design in advertisement: unity, proximity, theme with the variation, balance, symmetrical, asymmetrical, radial, overall, hierarchy, scale, dominance, preposition, coherence, similarity and contrast, unity, all these involved in designing an advertisement. There is a more principles. Those are the value, unity, line, texture, proportion, balance, color. So attraction, attention is always already we have discussed. Be different. This is an important point. We see different. Someone is giving the same advertisement with some information. For example, a car company, they gives their features in their advertisement. Another car company gives their features, their which are not covered by other advertisements, other cars, other mobile companies. So they have to give the attracting points in the advertisements. People are attracted to unusual, a funny, a different things, a new thing. So these are the attractive points. You need to push your advertising design as far away from your conservative side as your willpower will let you. It may be hard, but do not listen to that little voice in your head telling you do it quite calm and conservative ad. So generally, here is one question raises: how many customers do you really need? This question may seem old coming from us, but we are serious. This is about maximizing your advertising revenue. Do you really need to reach everybody or just enough people, means target people, to keep your business growing stronger every year? So based on these points, we have to prepare our advertisements. Yeah, dear students, so far in this unit, we have discussed about the various principles of designing and various advertisement in the newspaper, the difference between the newspaper and magazine, the various advantages, disadvantages of newspaper advertising and magazine advertising, layout, design of advertisement, all this covered in this unit. Here is the time for the conclude the session. Tomorrow we will come with again with a new topic, new lesson. Until have a good day.